impressive.
That's great. So one more thing, should we be worried that Ernie is not here? Do we know that Ernie's okay? He's
I was
always
wondering the same
here.
thing.
He's
Maybe
always
he's
here.
really not an
Ernie!
animal guy.
Early Ernie. Okay. I'm gonna presume he's okay. But it is weird. I feel worried.
No Ernie or Ron. That's bizarre.
Or Ron. Yeah. Maybe they're allergic. Okay, so Kendra, I'm going to pass it on over to you. Ernie is on another Zoom. Okay. Oh, right, because Ann Jastrov is interviewing someone at San Francisco Camera Work tonight. So that ends at 7:30. So it's possible he'll be coming in.
Zooming right over.
He'll zoom over. Anyway, forget Ernie. Okay.
I could never.
All right, take it away, Kendra. Thank you.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming. And this after the last couple ones that were more classic and cerebral and artsy. I wanted to do something fun and light. And Lord knows any of us who have pets, photograph them. I don't know, most of you don't know what my background is, and but I have been a documentary photographer for my whole career. In the last 20 years, I have focused on black and white documentary style dog portraits. So I'm going to show a little bit of that, and then I'm going to show a little bit of my just playing with Holga lately, which it's a really different thing to move from instant to slow. But I really think that there's just so many examples of animals and pets being part of the photographic iconic kind of Americana art. They're just there, and we do photograph them all the time. So just to take a moment and like give them a little bit of the due that they deserve seemed like a fun little way to do this. I'm not very chatty about all this, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start with some pictures. We'll see if I can make this happen because I am not Zoom savvy. So I need to share screen, and I got where is it? Files. Sorry. Where is my?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Yes.
There you go. We see it.
Yeah. Now we just have to get it into the slide into preview, and then we go. Screen. Sorry. View. Contact sheet. Why can't I get full screen? Zoom, minimize, left, right.
Not seeing the image yet.
Oh, you're not?
No, I'm seeing a list.
That's interesting. I see the images on my screen. Okay. Stop. You are screen sharing.
Probably depends on the window that you shared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do this. Still nothing, huh?
Nope. See it. See it.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I don't know how to make this other stuff go away.
So if you
if you go to the top and go to view full screen.
View thumbnail size screen.
Scroll down to the bottom.
There you go. There we go.
It takes village.
It takes a village. Yeah. So like I said, these are just some from my archive. A lot of my work is commissions, and it's all shot 35 millimeter black and white film. And for my clients, I do all gel and silver prints.
Is this like Merit?
Yeah, that's like Merit.
That's so cool that your
Great show.
clients, that you get jobs from your clients. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, people hire me to photograph their dogs. That's mostly what I do.
Wow. Yeah. That's...
I mean, besides now taking care of dogs, this is what I did 10 years ago. And then now I just do it, a lot less than I used to, but with a lot less stress than I used to.
I didn't know that.
So, but I do photograph my dog boarding clients also.
Mhm.
And I've done a couple big road trips where I would spend months booking sessions around the country and then just do a big road trip and do shoots all over the place,
Oh, nice.
Wow.
which is
That's
really fun.
That's awesome.
So this is in Wyoming. And then, so,
I mean,
I like that.
yeah.
Mm.
And a lot of my favorite pictures, of course, are not the ones the clients pick, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, that's cool.
it's not loofah.
I could tell that was not Lufa's hair.
Yeah, it's too curly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Lufa's
tried
more
to get-
loofah-y.
Yep. More dreadlocky. And but and just like people, when you do portraits of people, you know, at least in documentary world, it's always about catching them do what they do and what they love doing most, and not so much, you know.
Mhm.
And this dog just wanted to please. She got the paper every single day.
Wow.
Super cute. And the Great Dane people.
how much time would you spend with them, like specifically for a client? How much time would you actually
You know,
spend?
what I found, kind of like little kids, I find that they get bored, they get tired of you being there. And so I found that I'd normally spend a little bit of time, you know, talking to the people and just greeting the dogs and getting to, you know, them getting comfortable with me, but probably only an hour and a half. Sometimes if we did multiple locations, obviously it'd be a little bit longer, or if we went like to Fort Funston or did a big hike, it might be longer just because of that. But if I went to their home or just to one park or something, hour and a half is generally about as long as the dogs. They just kind of shut down. They're like, all right, enough, you know, being in the center of attention.
That is so
We want to go
funny.
and relax.
It is exactly like kids. It's just like
Yeah, it's very much so. It's like, and in these days it's gotten harder because these dogs, while they're used to being photographed with a phone, you bring out a real camera and they're
Oh, yeah.
terrified. And so that's a whole other thing I have to work, you know, sometimes takes longer.
That's interesting.
And do they constantly ask if they can see their picture after you're just kidding, sorry.
Yeah. It's normally the kids that ask that. I'm like, no, I'm not digital. And they don't even know what I'm talking about when I say not digital. They don't, there's nothing else they know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a number of my clients are people call me when they get puppies or when they find out their dog has cancer.
Mm.
And so that was this case. Like they had found out that she had cancer and they're like, we got to get some pictures right now. And, you know, she was in pretty good shape and she was doing all right, but they were, you know, they were beside themselves with the diagnosis. And
That's a terrific picture. I love that composition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
thank you.
She
and then-
does look beautiful, yeah.
And then the puppies.
Now, was this something that, I mean, do you have some that was done in this last year? Like, because this makes me think of that, like looking out the window because they can't go out. I just wondered.
There are some, but this one is actually an older one. But no, yeah, the couple of the pictures from outside, I have not been in anybody's home this year, you know, in the past year. Just for my own kind of boundaries around COVID. So everything I shot was, you know, outside.
It's so nice to see environmental portraits, like serious environmental portraits of dogs. That's very
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't see
That
that
was
enough.
lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kendra, can you go back,
Yep.
please?
Yep.
So it looks like you're using selective focus a fair amount in the.
I think this is probably a lens baby, I guess, or else maybe, no, this might be like a 51.4.
Mhm.
That's probably what it is, or a 1.2. So yeah, I do with a lot of selective focus with, you know, especially the more portraity kind of up close images.
It's very beautiful.
It's like you can smell him, like the way he's smelling you.
The wet, well, the wet dog smell, like he
Yeah.
had just had a bath and he was,
Very beautiful.
these people had a whole dog room with their own dog shower and dog laundry and dog cubbies and dog, but they were both rescue dogs. They were like rescue dogs that were living the life in the Oakland Hills.
Posh
Yeah.
dogs.
Posh dogs. And just again the relationship with, so there's a couple of portraits here with people and their dogs, and just how intense they see each other.
Yeah.
Puppies. Everybody loves puppies.
Armful of puppies.
Armful of French bulldog puppies. And then this is
Ufa.
Oh, oh my God.
Jeez. And I kind of like the double exposure with that one. I was a little happy.
Is that her on the lower left as well then?
Yeah, it is.
That's so great.
Yeah, I am. There's the hair you know and love.
Yeah.
Get in there.
And then,
No.
Oh, I like that one.
Mm.
yeah,
So great.
Happy dog.
yeah.
Happy dog, but it has this feeling of being on another planet. So happy dog on another planet.
On
So-
Mars.
Yeah, happy dog on Mars.
Yes.
Happy dog, the what do you call it? The alien archaeologist.
Mm.
It's anyway. That is what
those Olga ones.
Yeah, I like the Holgas too. I mean, they're fun. I have a bunch more, and I have not been able to get. Anyway, like I said, I'm having Adobe issues, so I had to go with the few that I had already in the system.
They're great.
But they are. It is fun to slow down and shoot, but you also get a lot less control. So I have to let go of control. So anyway, let's so let's see here. Who's next? Unless anybody has questions specifically about anything.
I just wanted to comment that one of my most favorite photographers of all times is Elliot
Oh,
Erwitt.
of course.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
And this so reminds me of him.
Oh, well,
so.
that's a lovely compliment. It's like having those, but I always have loved his work and his documentary, just shooting dogs in the documentary in the real world, as they are.
Funny guy. I got to hear him speak. He's funny. He's super funny too.
He's still alive, right?
Yeah, I have also heard him. Yes, he is quite charming.
His photographs are funny, and as well as him. It's cool to see.
Yeah. Well, you would hope that he, for how lively and quirky his images are, that he would be a lively and quirky guy.
Are you going to keep doing the Holga along with the others then?
I'll keep shooting Holga more for myself. I mean, I might, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if clients are going to want to. I mean, I'll show them some Holga samples and see if they're game. I sometimes will shoot. I used to also shoot with a Lomo some, and they kind of like, I might get 1 or 2 frames out of a Lomo that was interesting. So it kind of just depends, if I pull out the toy cameras. But some clients find them, especially some of the people who who like photography itself as an art form, appreciate the toy camera stuff. Yeah. But they still want the nice classic portraits as well, or environmental portraits or action shots. But
it's really refreshing to see environmental portraits of dogs, because then it's like
it's more like their lifestyle rather than the petness.
Right, or the studio. I love some studio stuff, but it doesn't always. You don't get to see what they're about so much. Yeah. All right. Is it Radhika? I think you are up next.
Okay.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
Okay. You see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have way too many, so please stop me, if it gets too long. I apologize. I started with a few thousands and I did my best to prune it down.
I only have a few myself, so you can take up my time.
So what I will show you is a series of the pictures of my dog Zira that I've been working on now for 9 years.
Wow.
And it's just a long story, but she's kind of a dog that's totally unsuitable for urban area that I ended up with. It's the Czech breed called Český Fousek, which is close relative of German Wirehair Pointer, needs ton of exercise, strong hunting instinct. And the place that saved both of us is Alameda Creek Trail, where we are regulars, now for 9 years. So that will be just pictures from there. I take, pictures of all kinds of stuff. There's always something to take pictures of, and I can never say in advance what it will be. But a lot of them have Zira in them. So this show and tell actually is great because I always was thinking I want to make a photo book out of those pictures, and you finally made me to go through some of those pictures and collect my favorites. So thank you very much. And another thing that I wanted to explain is all these pictures have been shot with iPhone with an app called Hipstamatic. And it's some like 12 years ago, I just fell in love with this one particular weird filter. It was at the time when Instagram was starting and it was a fad at that time. And now everyone has moved to AI filters and is swapping faces, and I'm still shooting these weird color pictures somehow. It was fake vintage and now it's becoming real vintage because no one else does it anymore. Yeah, but that's what it is. I was in past one of those people who were lugging around the professional zoom lenses and was obsessing about sharpness, and then a bunch of things happened, like kids and a job. I develop image processing algorithms and computer vision algorithms for cameras, and just totally took out any inclination like to look at digital pictures and obsess about their quality in my free time. So I now embrace things that are kind of weird and also physical. I do a lot of alt process printing, but today I'll show you these iPhone pictures. So this actually was, I got inspired by the diptychs, show and tell. Yeah, so she's a hunter. She hunts anything, including sunspots. Yeah, so.
That's great. It's hilarious.
Those back legs too.
Yeah, and now we are going to that trail. I go to the end. That's at the bay because there's most room for her to run. Yeah, so parking at Union City Boulevard, there's this parking lot, and to the bay, it's 3.5 miles. So it's like our regular walk is 7-mile round trip.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and it, takes a few hours. Yeah, so. And she's just built for running. Yeah, so long distance running, unlike me. Yeah, so this was shot from a bicycle.
Wow.
It's a lovely
And
picture.
she just loves it there and loves
This is good
running.
panning.
And she just, exudes joy when she runs there, and even complete strangers comment on it. Yeah, that she makes them feel happy because, she just really, you can tell that she's smiling when she's running there. Yeah, so guess I'll go fairly quickly because there's lots of them. She blends in the environment. Most dogs stay on the trail and she just goes everywhere, just, sniffing and looking for critters. This is mimicry. There's actually is a dog in this picture.
Oh,
Awesome. I love that.
love that.
It's really great.
And this is self-portrait with the dog. We've been there to the trail, now 9 years, all kinds of weather, different kinds of day, different seasons. And it's a relatively boring trail, but just knowing it, so much and seeing how it changes all the time is really interesting for me.
Mhm.
Well, so where is this? Like, where do you park to do? I want to get on.
It's next to Coyote Hills.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
so there's a Union City fire station. I can't remember what number. Yeah, but if you look up in Google Alameda Creek Trail, it's a long one, but this is the end that's close to the bay. Yeah, so not that far from Dumbarton Bridge. There is trail on both sides of the creek. One side is paved and that one is connected to Coyote Hills, and it's, normal people go there. This is the side that is unpaved, and the rule is that on that unpaved side, you can have horses and dogs off leash.
How often do you encounter horses?
There's quite a few of them around regularly.
Yeah.
So this was early morning,
That came out.
some fog days.
Wow.
Sunset. And I just love this app, it's creating these weird colors, especially if you shoot against the sun. Yeah, so I have all kind of psychedelic pictures. And she is relatively difficult to take pictures because she's relatively dark, but she makes great silhouettes with that hair. So I have a lot of dog silhouettes. And she loves water. Yeah, so water and mud.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's beautiful.
These are so stunning.
Yeah, they're great.
They're really beautiful.
Wind. Yeah, some more fog. Yeah.
Is that taken early in the morning or?
Yeah, this is fog early in the morning. That's actually only a couple of months ago or so. And it's amazing because there's a lot of cows, and you just don't have the feeling that you are in the middle of this urban area. Yeah, and there's I mentioned the horses. Yeah, this was my Trump era picture.
It's if my dog was there, she'd be rolling in that.
Wow.
And there used to be a picnic table at the end of the trail that we used a lot as a prop. And especially when we were younger, both of us, and able-bodied, I used to run with her. And this was our victory shot, when we made it all the way to the end of the trail. And I have a whole bunch of them in different light.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And this is carving that was on that table. And there was also a bench that is not there anymore. That one actually got away because of erosion. It's amazing how far that the water got over those 9 years that we've been going there. Yeah, so you can see that it's getting eaten here. And now with the COVID, they took away the picnic table and did not return it. And people still want to have something to sit on. So this is our victory shot in COVID era. And there's also a lot of flotsam, including huge chunks of wood.
All of a sudden she looks tiny.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, a lot of silhouettes. And the bay just, especially when there's fog, and it's just magic. Lots of birds. Yeah, and I started a new name for the breed. It's a mudhound. Yeah, she just loves it there.
I like that one a
Oh,
lot.
that's lovely.
Yeah, so this is Coyote Hills that you see in the background. So exhilarating.
Oh,
The years there.
that was great.
Yeah, so this is like halfway to the bay. There's all kinds of like stuff that I don't know. It's from the levees and stuff that is rotting away. So I have a lot of apocalyptic pictures from that area. Yeah, like this one. Yeah, and a lot of dry mud and some thistles or so.
That one.
Do you go during the week or on weekends?
I do both lately, mostly weekends. But it used to be this place that not that many people went to, and now with the COVID, a lot of people discovered it, and it's like a lot of people, many more than there used to be.
Yeah.
So now when I go on weekend, I go early morning usually. Yeah, or I try weekday when I can, but I've been pretty busy.
Mhm.
Oh, this was the fires when we had the orange sky.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite interesting.
What was the
Didn't
one
even need a filter
before?
for that one.
Sorry?
What was the one before with just the legs? We missed it. Right before the orange. Yeah,
This one, that's just legs on dry mud.
It's amazing. So good. Yeah, that's pretty creepy. And you were walking around in all that smoke.
Yeah. Well, I just really wanted to go and take pictures at that time. So it was so,
It wasn't
strange.
that smoky actually when it was the red sky. That's what was so weird about it.
Yeah, because the smoke was high up in the air.
Yeah. And this is another diptych that got motivated by the show and tell last time. Yeah. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's this lagoon that's really shallow, so it, creates opportunities for having pictures dog walking on water and interesting reflections. I like this one because it's a triple dog, yeah, or Trinity. Yeah, she's 3 times there.
That's really nice. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and this is a different view.
So sweet.
Well, you definitely have to do a book. Like,
Anyway, that's it. I guess I got all the way to the end.
It's an
So great.
impressive body. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really nice.
these are great.
Yeah.
So photographable she is.
I think
What
a
you
good
doing?
example too, right? How you're working with, a simple tool like the iPhone, but your sense of composition and your sense of style is really what makes the photographs.
Mhm.
They all have such a strong sense of style, and the compositions are all so striking.
Mhm.
But now I have Zoom minimized and I don't know how to stop sharing.
At the top, you should have a green
Yeah,
bar.
yeah, you're right. Found it.
And it looks like Anita, you're up next.
Cool. Well, hard act to follow, but mine are just a few photos of animals I am fond of. So, sure.
I know that's a hard act
I know, so I'm not even going to try.
between the two of you. God.
You see the dog?
Yep.
All right. So I am more of a cat person than a dog person, but
Well, this dog looks like a cat.
Yeah. This is my sister-in-law's dog, Taz, who unfortunately passed a couple weeks back. But took this portrait a year or two ago as a gift to her. It's part of a series of portraits that I took. And I just like that he's got the blip going on.
Mhm.
He does look like a Taz.
Yeah. Little Tasmanian devil. Yeah, he's a skipper key. Very specific breed. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, this is my little muse.
What a face.
It's Delilah. She's actually behind the computer right now, snoozing. So I've had her for a couple of years, and she's been definitely by far the animal I've taken the most photos of. There's only 2 of her in this set, but it's been fun watching her various moods, and cats have moods. So she likes being near me, and so that makes it easier to take photos of her. So that's us in the comfy chair in the library, having a cup of coffee. And then this is another one of her moods where she's just staring dolefully at her little mouse.
Does she still push him under the closet door?
Occasionally, yes. Yeah, she plays soccer with her mice. Yeah, it's nice to, it's fun to have a little subject, semi-willing subject around all the time. This is my former neighbor, good friend of mine's cat, Stripe, who used to hang out at my house all the time. This is him and his best buddy, Zorro, hanging out in the backyard. Zorro is pretty elderly at this point, but they were joined at the hip. They went everywhere together. Pretty sad when Zorro died. Right, yawn. Very large cat.
Yeah. Is that Stripe?
That's Stripe, yes.
Yeah, and the other one, you didn't look so big.
No.
Yeah, it's a slimming angle.
Everybody looks better from above.
Yeah. This is those horizontal stripes from the side. They don't do anyone any favors.
Yeah.
Them looking off into the distance. But yeah, it's fun, trying to get on their level and take a picture of a cat, it's without spooking them is difficult. So I'm just in doing more of that. And I think this last one up here is Yeah, bonus shot of a gecko on a camera from a few years back.
That's awesome.
I didn't know if anyone would have anything that wasn't a dog or a cat.
Wow, super.
This is actually the Lawrence Hall of Sciences.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that's all I got. Just a few snapshots.
Cool.
Snapshots are good. Good fun. All right, and our next is Jess.
All right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so this is my dog Finn. They're going to be mostly, I think they are all a Finn. He's 11 now, so this is pretty early on. A, when I first started photographing, and B, having Finn. So most of these are going to be of our walks.
Oh, that's very awesome.
This was with a like a Holga lens you can put on a DSLR with a Nikon mount.
Oh,
This is Lake Tahoe.
Very
I think he
stoic.
gets sick of, I'm sorry?
Very stoic.
He's stoic and regal. But I think he gets sick of me pointing the camera at him, so he turns his head a lot.
It is so funny how they have these responses.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Knows. Tahoe again. This is with the GoPro.
Oh, that's fun.
There are a couple with the GoPro, and this is, yeah, it was kind of fun with the GoPro because you can just, it's so mobile. You can just stick it on the ground and just capture a bunch of photos.
Is that how you got that one? No, did you have it? Where did you have it?
I did. I put it down low, so he started rolling on his back, scratching his back on the snow, and I just put the GoPro down low.
Oh,
This was most recent one. This was in Tahoe. No, this is in Tilden. I think in November when we had all that fog. Maybe it was December. We had a bunch of fog, and he's 11 now, so or almost 11. And we've had a scare where he on a walk near Point Isabel, he just sat down. He just wouldn't walk. He refused to walk, which is unusual for him. So I started using a harness, and so that's what he's wearing right now, is this harness.
What kind of dog is he?
He's part Brazilian Mastiff and part Lab.
Wow.
And Brazilian Mastiffs, it's a. If I had known that this is what he was, I wouldn't have gotten him. I just saw this cute, really just beautiful puppy. But it's horrible. They were bred to hunt down slaves in Brazil, and so they were bred. They bred 3 different dogs. They bred the Bloodhound, Mastiff, and American Bulldog.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty horrific. Now they're used mostly just for guard dogs. So he does have a lot of stranger danger issues, and he's very protective of the house and the car. But fortunately, I can take him off leash on hikes, and he's fine, and mostly just ignores people. So
I love his little socks.
He's given me a lot of gray hair. But yeah, once he knows you, he's just just an amazing, sweet dog. My friends don't believe me that he has these issues, but we've worked with him. We figured it out. I gave him the car in the house, and as long as I can take him off leash, we're okay. This is just in our bedroom, yeah, with a blanket.
That's awesome.
He does have beautiful markings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's photogenic. This may have been with the infrared converted camera. I can't remember. This is old, but gophers and Point Isabel. think this was an iPhone with a Snapseed app, I think, maybe, at Albany Bulb, which has some really great graffiti.
Mhm.
Our Christmas picture one year. And yeah, it's him underneath his.
Oh, that's nice.
This is Albany Bulb again, I think. Yeah, just iPhone. This was with the GoPro, and I just played with some presets in GoPro. And this is Lake Tahoe.
That's a cool picture.
You still use the GoPro quite a bit
Do I?
in a serious way, because it's interesting.
I used to use it mostly while I mountain biked, but sometimes it's fun to just pull out, putting it on a dog. Funny thing, I house sat for one of my clients or a dog sat for one of my clients in Hawaii. She has a chocolate lab, and so I was like, yeah, I'll take care of her, and flew out to Hawaii and put a GoPro on her in the water and just chucked out some balls for her, and it's just fun. It's different. You can even just hand hold and put it underneath the water while they're going for balls or sticks.
Cool.
So yeah. And this is our high school yearbook picture. So
Beautiful.
Sweet.
I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
All right.
Have you done a palladium of him yet?
I'm sorry.
Have you done a palladium print of him yet?
Oh yeah, I did some of that Tilden one, and one of the I actually did two half eye or half face ones, like a tech. Yeah.
Ones that are framed up there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, great. Who's next? Beth. Are you ready?
Hi, sure, I'm ready. All right. Let me see if I can do a screen share. I've been trying to shut off my notifications. Hopefully that will actually work. All right. Nope, that's the wrong window. Hold on. I'll just. Where's my.
Ernie's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Ernie,
Yes.
we were worried about you.
Ernie and Ron are here.
Okay, here we go. Can you see
When's
my
coming back?
photos? So I come to you from Nearly Drown. So my story is that here that my husband here and I lost our cat on January 5th of 2017. So it was right after the election. And so it was a horribly, horribly depressing time. And we spent a couple of months doing some remodeling that we had been waiting to do for a time when we had no cats. And then I started agitating. I wanted some kittens. And so we went to one of my coworkers had some kittens, and she told me we said we wanted some outgoing, sociable kittens. All right, and I guess the people who foster kittens like that, because sometimes the high energy kittens, as they call them, are hard to find homes for. People just get, oh my God, I can't take this thing. So that was what Eric and I wanted. So so they were being fostered in Montara near Half Moon Bay, and we live in Berkeley. And we went to visit them when they were 3.5 weeks old, and we kind of fell in love with our kittens, and then spent the next several weeks, other than 1 week where we were hosting a birthday party, just driving all the way there, an hour each way, just to play with the kittens and take pictures of them. So Judy had in particular picked out this black kitten for me, who we call Patience. This is Patience. And I was showing up, okay, I'm going to take pictures of a black kitten. I better bring
interrupt for just a
fast
sec.
lens.
We're just seeing your film strip. We're not seeing your full thing.
All right, let me try just sharing my whole computer. Here we go. Let's see. How do I do share entire screen? Usually it says to you, it's like they got sent me a new version of Zoom.
Yeah, this seems to be happening a lot lately.
Yeah, and usually it says share entire screen, which is just easier. Okay, share.
Maybe share
Let's try this
the
one.
application. I'm not sure if someone else has a
no
idea.
In my case, it says share screen, and it's the first one.
Portion of screen. Let's say portion of screen.
There we go.
Let's see if I can make it bigger.
There we
go. Let's make it. Let's make the portion of screen bigger here. Whoops. How do I make the portion of screen?
That's good.
It only goes up and to the left. It doesn't go. It doesn't go.
Can you do a control minus sign?
There we go. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Can you
Oops.
can you click I? Can you click I on your keyboard? Then we won't see the edit diff part.
How's that?
One more time.
There we go. Perfect.
Darren.
Okay. All right.
Darren.
All right. So yeah, okay, I'm going to show up with the fastest lens I've got. So I showed up with a 50mm 1.4. And this is a case of the subject really taught me something, because Patience was not going to stay far enough away from the lens to be able to take a picture of her like that. She was like sticking her face right in the camera all the time. So I figured out, okay, I just have to shoot her with macro. So I had to use a slightly faster lens, but I just started taking all these macro pictures. So anyway, so she was always, like I said, with her face like right next to the camera. And we brought them home, and I sat here, on my couch playing with them, trying to get a picture, with her eyes in focus, looking at the camera. I'd hold the toy like in front of the camera, and I mean, it's just impossible. And after a while, Patience has just become super tired of my taking her picture, and and just resolutely refuses to look at the camera these days. And so here's another one where, like, don't take my picture, Mom. Like, don't. But I kind of
I love those irritated ears.
Oh yeah, she's yeah. So the classically best picture that I ever took of them was this one, where they were up on top of the cat tree. And this was a moment where Patience had been climbing up to the top of the cat tree for a few weeks at that point, but her brother Fortitude there has always been about half again as large as she is, even though they're from the same litter. And this was the first time that he had managed to get to the top of the tree. So he's up there going, oh my God, I'm up so high. And she's like, Fortitude's in my spot. But this is the one where I got them both looking at the camera. So Fortitude is a super attention hound. And this was when I took, and you see, I couldn't bring the shadows up too much in this without making it look funny. But in this Patience is actually in this photo as well on the right, and Fortitude is like sticking his foot in her face. But he's always, a rival. So Fortitude loves to have his picture taken, loves attention, poses for me all the time. And here he was when he was really so cute. He was so cute when he was little. Here he is with his dad, playing. I had the side light there. So I tried taking some pictures of Fortitude the same style that I taken with Patience, and his nose is just so pink. So, but he loves to pose. He's very, very playful. He loves bags. He loves to pose for me.
It's amazing how much their eye color changes from kitten to cat.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, their eye color is really very similar between the two of them. And it's hard to tell in some of the photos, Patience's eyes look more green, but their eyes really are almost exactly the same color. And it's like Fortitude's eyes match Fortitude's fur, and Patience's eyes also match Fortitude's fur. So this was his fourth birthday portrait. His third birthday portrait. They just had their fourth birthday. I took this one just about a year ago. This was like right before the lockdown started, because they were born March 15th. And he's very, very expressive with his ears. And this is one that I took relatively recently. He loves to hide under things and climb under things and peek out from under things. And he's posing for me very nicely.
This is like a good pandemic photo.
It's a really pandemic photo, yeah. So anyway, that's what I got. You know, they're my little friends who've been who comforted me through the Trump administration and now the pandemic. But
So
they're
I want to say this, my neighbor during the pandemic was very nervous.
She lives alone, and she was very nervous that she was talking to herself too much because she wasn't leaving the house. So she got 2 kittens, and now she's fine. Now she could just talk to them.
Oh yeah, they really.
She feels better.
I know. With work from home, Fortitude is he sleeps near me all day long. He's watching him. He was so cute.
Really sweet.
Anyway, that's what I got.
Well, thank you. They're lovely,
Thanks.
lovely Furbies.
Yeah,
All right.
They're full of personality.
So Jenny, you want to step up and show a few?
Sure. I'm like Anita, mine are more not so. I mean, they're cute, but there was some really great.
Oh goodness! I love that hair.
So these are mainly my sister's family's dog, Momo, who some of you have met, and he
Did that
has.
hair get teased? Did
What?
you tease that hair? Did you tease that hair?
Well, I just pet him a lot. His hair is sometimes really long and sometimes it's really short. I'm a lover of the long hair because it's just so nutty. And sometimes when I'm just petting him a lot, I give him amazing hairdos. So I never, I don't really do it intentionally. I just am bothering him and loving him.
He doesn't seem to mind.
He doesn't mind. No. This is after a bath. He always shakes a lot and then rubs all over the place on the bath mat. And he's got such great fur and texture, the way it picks up light, and wherever he is, leading the way.
Such a sweet face.
Yeah.
Is that Fort Funston?
No, well, this is actually above Baker Beach, and then sure, up to the Presidio. Actually, my sister just told me that over the weekend, they went to Mount Tam and did that 9-mile loop hike, and he went the whole way. Like he's 9 pounds. He's a little dog, and he just went the whole way, and a million brambles underneath, and his belly, like he was just jet black on the bottom with dirt and mud. But he can go a long way. This is this is when he was younger, and then I just pet him a lot again. And actually, this was the first time I had puppy sat him. My sister married a Brit, and for the first, I don't know, however many years of her kids' lives, they lived in London. So they used to go back for like 5 weeks in the summer. So I would take him. And this is when he was still a puppy. And when I returned him, apparently he had a lot of dreads because I did not take good care of brushing him after bathing him. But I've always loved this shot of him. And then few more artistic ones. This one is his hair is not as long.
He looks like a sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great tongue.
Yeah, that was fun. Just shoot. And all of these are with my iPhone. And I also use Snapseed.
Like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his tail is like a feather. Like it's just, and it has such a different personality and look from the rest of his body and hair.
So caption this type of photo.
That was me just having a lot of fun messing around.
Cotton candy dog.
Candy dog, and he kind of looks like, he's like, why did you make me pink?
Oh.
I like these low contrast kind of white on white images.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one.
Yeah, he matches the floor at my sister's. So I've taken so many pictures of him lying on the floor there. I also think it's so funny that dogs just lie on their side on a hard, cold floor. I have this series of pictures of my friends' dogs, and they're just lying, lying on their side. I know, I find it amusing. This is not my dog. This is my friend's puppy. I just thought I'd add it in because
Puppies are good.
puppies are good. Homer is his name. Yeah. And then I added this in just at the last minute because I remembered this is one of my, more serious photographs. My friends had a dove and this really gorgeous cage, and I went over there and photographed. So
Nice.
I love this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the texture of the wires is just amazing.
yeah, I used I shot this with my Hasselblad with a bellows attachment, so and a tripod. So I was able to really just kind of play around with. It's one of those really big cages that are so photographable, and this a lot of light in the apartment. And then this is just for kicks, dogs looking at photographs is always,
You ended up going to the museum with your dog?
This is at the Minnesota Street Project. I think this is Casemore Kirkby.
Oh,
You can get away with a lot with a little dog.
Yeah.
You can bring him almost anywhere. Although I did get reprimanded for bringing him to the post office the other day. I kind of forgot. Anyway, whatever. I felt really bad because I don't like to break certain rules. Anyway, that was it.
That was it. Well, awesome.
That was fun.
Awesome. It was fun, and we're going to be done early. not that I meant for it to be early, but
if you want to see some more, I can show you different kind, just so as it's not boring.
Are they different?
Different
kinds of animal pictures?
Yeah, I also have cats, and and also some alt prints that I made.
Oh yeah, because you said so you print some of yours, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. What size do you print them?
I usually do 8x8 or 12x12.
Mm-hmm. It's a good size. They're good sizes. Yeah.
Well, we have time. You can show a few more. Sure.
Okay. So these are the prints actually that I made from some of those pictures that you show that you saw before. So this is just an inkjet image transfer on distressed aluminum. So that's one of the techniques that I like and use fairly often.
How do you do that?
This is done, it's some sort of acrylic kind of thing. They call it super source. So there's from Das Art, and there's another version of it from Inkate. It's some kind of like acrylic glue. So you print an image on transparency, then you paint your surface with that glue, and you put the transparency on it, and eventually you peel that blank transparency, and the ink from the printer stays in that glue. And this is done on aluminum that I make stains on it in dishwasher with TSP, and then I brush it with sandpaper just to give it that texture.
Wow.
You have to do a demo of that sometime for us, Rika.
Workshop demo.
Yeah.
It's really
So
special.
this is same technique, one of those, yeah, from the trail.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And
Is
this
it kind
is
of contact printing then?
well, those two were inkjet transfer, and this is carbon transfer. So this is contact print, carbon print that's transferred on aluminum. Yeah, and well, this is also, you saw that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's like what I do for, pictures that I can touch.
Yeah.
And then
Beautiful.
for cat lovers, I have 3. Yeah, you can call them children from my previous marriage. I'm really a dog person, but I have also 3 cats.
And how does your prey-driven dog do with 3 cats?
Oh, like this cat we had before her, and he trained her immediately when she was a pup. And she has respect for the cats, even though she's now several times bigger than they are.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but they get along just fine.
Wow, that is an interesting expression, and I feel like I'm in trouble.
It's also the angle. He looks so big.
Yeah, and there's like a slight cock to the head, like.
So this is Foes. That's the oldest male that I have, and then we had 3 cats, and then one of them died, and it just felt too empty. So we went to the shelter to get another one, and we came with 2. So this is one of them, and they are really like active, and they just are like tornado, where they settle down a bit, but like the damage to the house that they were able to do, that was just unbelievable.
This is a great angle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
And my then husband, was telling me like how cats are always so careful, and they never break anything, and just carefully walk up, around things. Like,
Oh, they break things on purpose.
they broke so much of my collection of pottery and stuff that, yeah, it's just, yeah, and like totally destroyed curtains because they were climbing curtains all the time. And yeah, so this is Froome.
You look so innocent.
Yeah. Oh, and this is his sister Fergie. Yeah. So. Yeah. So they are. Yeah. Here they are together.
Oh, that's nice.
They look very wise.
Or mischievous.
Yeah.
Great angle.
Yeah, and this is my iron cat.
I love your little. That's a great shadow right with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and this is the last one. This is posing with sun.
So good.
So great.
Lovely.
So now you saw them all.
Oh, that's great.
That was fun.
Fun.
Kitty cat.
Does
Well, Ernie and Ron, we were I was actually very worried because you weren't here early. But then we remembered that Anne was giving a talk.
Yeah.
So good to have you.
We
Thank
float
you.
between the two.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So glad I made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Good photos from all of you.
Yeah. It was
Great
a
to
good
see you
one.
guys.
Thank you.
Did you guys get your newsletters that were sent out today?
Yes.
Excellent. And Vince is putting some pertinent information in the chat for everyone. Ruth Orkin's talk is coming up. And there's other stuff before we head out. If there are links in the chat for sign up for the next season 7 of Show and Tell, continuing on Tuesdays. And let's see, the newsletter is there.
Or photo walk. Yep, photo walk. There you
Photo
go.
walk. Oh, right. I forgot. This Sunday, Easter, we're having our 4th virtual photo walk. Super chill hangout time. Texture is the challenge. So anything that you've been shooting over the last month, or if you want to squeeze it in the next few days.
So can I just ask a question? I have never been
Yeah.
on a photo walk. What is it like? I mean with you.
So typically, non-pandemic photo walks are, photo walks. But now they are just, we gather at 1 o'clock on Sunday, the first Sunday of every month. And it's about an hour, and it's very laid back. It's not like this, because this is very strict.
Regimented.
It's just, if you have Polaroids, you can hold them up to the screen. If you want to share a couple pictures, that's fine. We have a challenge every month. And any way you want to interpret it is fine. So this past month has been texture. So it's just a matter of showing a few pictures. It's not like a small portfolio or anything, and it's very laid back, and it's pretty short, and it's just kind of fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's sort of like real life photographs or real life photo walks are very much an excuse to just be together.
Yeah.
And, so kind of the same thing.
Yeah. We kind of chat more about other stuff if people, just, it's whatever.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
Well, I know Radka has gotten me very interested in that. Shh, don't say anything. Alameda Creek Regional Trail.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've been hearing about it and I've been wanting to go. And you were saying, Radka, that it's a boring trail, or there's not much to see, but that you see stuff over time.
Well,
You
a lot of
Cool.
You don't want
yeah, but the part that most people go to is the other side, because that one is connected to Coyote Hills. Yeah, so you can actually go to Coyote Hills, and climb on top and get views and make a loop. This part you just go there and back. So
Cool.
I don't know, I don't find it boring. I always find something to take pictures of there, but it's, I think it's not one of those trails that hit you at the first sight as kind of spectacular place.
Yeah. And one other thing, Sharon, about the photo walks is that we're not organizing a physical photo walk, but anyone is welcome to do whatever they want on their own time, hang out with 1 or 2 people and do whatever they want. But EBPCO is not organizing the actual walks. So we, everybody has been handling the pandemic in their own ways. So whether you're doing your photo walk, excuse me, in your home, inside your home, or on your block, it doesn't matter where you go, how you go, but they can be actual walks if you want to kind of arrange it with someone, unofficially through EBPCO. So whatever, however you want to do it.
All right.
And then also what happens is if you go to them, that is the time that we kind of think about what the challenge will be for the coming month. So if you want any input, show up.
Good. Sounds really good.
Or shoot me a text. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody
Thank
for
you.
showing up
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Kendra.
Thank you.
Good fun.
That was a really good one. They're all really good, you know?
And they're vastly different.
Yeah, they're all vastly different. They're all great. And it's always just a pleasure to see everybody and their work. And so thanks for coming, and see you in Sunday or next
See you
Tuesday
Sunday.
or in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
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 Stay creative.
Yep.